welcome to Framework Fortune, and welcome back, Framework Fortune community. I'm your host, Ben, and our co-host, H&H Trader Hal, has mysteriously appeared. And we're going to take a look at some of the trades we took today, some of the swings we're looking at and holding, and any top gainers that may be another trade for the next day. So let's not waste any time and dive right into the SPY. And we had a dump today again. And it did rebound all the way back up to 447. But we're like pretty much 5 days of red here so far.
With that big blast off that low at 441, it may continue up. That was a big kind of recovery.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast recovery too. But it has done that the last 5 days where it's dipped and then recovered and then dipped again and then recovered. It keeps dipping, but every time it recovers, it's making a lower high and a lower low.
Which one's gonna fail?
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I think the Feds will keep pumping money. So, I mean, we see the immediate buy-in as soon as it started getting close to that 50-day moving average. So I'd say it's going to rebound tomorrow. But who knows? Market Watch was not actually that red today on the close. Pretty decent close there.
So with DTSS, man, I saw this thing. It took off, and I was like, wow, this thing's moving. And of course, you know, I go and check, hey, is there a shelf registration or anything bad I should know about? And there was a shelf registration on this one, even though it traded. And that's pretty much why the chart looks like this. It looks like people got excited twice, and then they're like, nah, it's not going to do it again.
Yeah, it's pretty low float, 23, almost 24 million shares outstanding. It also had that 200-day moving average at that $3 area, too. So it was it was set up for failure pretty much. But I did jump in there right on this second rebound, 100 shares at 260, and it ran up at 277. So, you know, it made another high. I figured it was going to try to keep climbing. I didn't know about the shelf registration. But I wanted to see if it was going to break that 200, and I got stopped out around here. It tried to consolidate for a good bit there, but I ended up taking what was that, $22 loss on it.
I was looking for it to continue to push. I got in on this red candle here that you have your cursor on right now, and I was looking for the break of that double top and some continuation. So as soon as I got in, I went ahead and put my stop under this long green candle. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna work it up as it works up. And so it pumped up, and I brought my stop up to the double top level right there.
Nice.
And I was like, if it breaks this down, it's probably not gonna continue. And guess what it did? It broke it down.
Yeah.
I got out. I think it was like right at break even or something like that. But I mean, it was a small green, but it saved me the rest of that dump.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't take any loss where I held looking for more, and it ended up being a loss. And you said you traded Life. I traded this one as well. This thing's still ripping, actually, right now here in the after hours, at the end of after hours.
Hate this stock. I made money on this one. I came back and made money. I lost, and then I made money on this one. So in here, I was like, all right, I'm going to see if it can get going up. So I got in, I believe it might have been on this red candle, the first red dip or either the green dip there. And I placed my stop right under the green bar there. But as you can see, that red bar came and stopped me out at the bottom of that green bar, and then it continued up.
Yeah, I got in there. I think my stop was a little lower. I think I had it right under 650. I may not even have to stop in at that point.
And then I took this secondary trade after lunchtime. I went for a lunch break and came back and saw it consolidating around this VWAP here, this flatness around the VWAP, and got in here right there for that little run up at the top of that. Made a little bit of money back on the day, and I got out. So I was like, oh, look, I count my blessings and walk away.
Yeah. So we were thinking the same thing on this play. I mean, I got in the same area you did, just different candles. But looking for that push, I got 50 first, and then I added 10 when I saw this one push it up over these, looking to break 7, and I sold 10 at 762, sold 10 at 794, and then I put a stop loss right under 775 for the rest of it, and got stopped out for the rest of it, a little $50 profit there. I would imagine it's going to have a pullback tomorrow, but it is very strong in after hours, so we'll see what it's doing in pre-market.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't either. Not after that rip.
No, not after that kind of movement with shelf registration, man. That company's gonna be like, okay, this is the price we need to sell at.
Oh, did Life have a shelf registration too?
Yeah,
Oh,
That's why my stops were so tight.
oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't look. I didn't
I was
look this
like,
morning. Yeah.
because I saw those rips down on DTSS, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to get caught in one of those. That's why my stops were so tight on those red candles.
Look at that. It's breaking over 11 now. We got 5 minutes till close as we're recording this, and it's hitting a new high. Was UROY, UROY. Well, I got in it because it started moving, and I waited for a pullback, so I jumped in 50 shares there at that pullback. I was looking for it to rebound back over the VWAP. It did a little later in the day, and ended up breaking out of this triangle and closing around 434. But this is a uranium stock. I found that after I got in it, and uranium has been hot. A lot of the uranium sector is really moving, so I just kept it. I was like, well, more than likely it's going to push up, and it did push back above my entry. So I was just holding right around that 435 area. My entry's at 433. I'm expecting it to continue to run over this week because I don't see why uranium would slow down any. And then I do got a couple of swings left. I still got GROY. I got in 50 shares, looks like last Thursday, and it's just held above my entry for the most part. I'm a little bit concerned about this daily chart here tomorrow. It's holding 5 as support, but these are not pretty candles.
I really just don't like the follow up to that green candle right there on the daily chart. Look at the green volume on there,
Oh yeah, just
and
had that.
then look at the follow up. That's
Yeah,
almost like a bull trap.
maybe so, maybe so. So we'll
Push the
see.
prices up for a nice little short entry. Because look at the little short bars around there. Very looks like they might be big sizes. How much volume is on those red bars on either side of it?
About 1 million. That one's 2 million.
Man,
That one's a
that sounds like
million.
a corporation
Maybe,
taking
man.
their position for the dive.
Maybe so, but it's already pretty low. So I don't know. Maybe they might try to bring it back down to 339. The 10-day though is just crossed over the 200 and starting to cross the 50. So if it holds 5, it could be institutions maybe buying into it. Hard to tell right at this moment, but they are ugly candles. Like it does look more like a shorting pattern. But it could be bait. It could be bait for a short squeeze. They could be baiting them in there maybe.
Yeah,
I may look for it to try to pop the 550 or something and get out because it's so far it's just not moving like I thought it was going to after it popped above these EMAs.
I was watching that CYRN just to see what it wanted to do with that catalyst that it had, but it just looks very trash, and it
Yeah,
closed bad as well.
yeah. The way it looked in after hours Friday, it was looking pretty strong, but the dump it had today just kind of takes it off the watch list for me at this point.
Yeah, I took it as soon as I was trading, and I was like, let me go look at these stocks that we were talking about. Man, those dives, I was like, it's over with.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even gonna push them.
So I was saying keep an eye on GEVO. GEVO did have a drop today, but bounced off of 650. We'll see if it can open up and break over 7 tomorrow. Re-break at 7, we could see it up to 8. They're the ones that had the Chevron investment, kind of like a partnership with Chevron. And we did hear today that oil stocks are going to be, or oil by OPEC themselves is going to go up to higher prices. So that would drive some oil stocks up. I like the way it's looking. It's above all EMAs. Their EMAs are lined up right and held above. It tested them and held above it. So I think we'll see some more bullish movement out of this one. Interesting one today. It did have a nice little pop off of $8 up to $9 after it pulled back a little bit from Friday. And then it did close at 865. It's just Well, I mean, this looks like this may be a 3-bar play tomorrow. We may see it up to 10. What do you think?
On those 2 days that it did move, what's the biggest move on today? From the 8, looks like the 8 up to the 880?
8 up to 9, basically. 8 to 895.
The only thing I don't like about this, with the float that low, I would expect it to be busting out way more than just the 80-cent run.
Well, it didn't get even a million in volume. It got 923,000 in volume.
Yeah.
So it was pretty light volume and still had a dollar rip. It was just kind of like it was a consolidation day.
Yeah, it may be a repeat of CRYN or whatever that one was.
Nah, this chart pattern's way better. This has been on an uptrend. Now it's holding $8 after just hitting new highs, holding a new support area. And that $8 area is exactly where that previous all-time high was, or at least on the year or the daily chart here. RHE's on here, just still not doing anything. So I'd probably take that off. IMTE did get a little push up today, made it high up at 564. This is the one I got in on Webull, so I am up on this one so far. Not a lot of volume, but still slowly climbing. I know you were saying you didn't like this one because of all those green candles, but it's got another green candle.
It's got to have some pullback at some point.
Yeah, the volume is not there though, so we'll see. And CLWT, there you go, man. You ready tomorrow? You looking for the green day on this?
I lost my confidence in this one today.
Did you? Why? It's on the uptrend still.
Well, if you look at those two volume bars, those two volume candles on if you zoom in on the daily chart, and it's starting to build a ramp of red. I don't like that.
It is getting rejected at the 50-day, so that is a little concerning. And the 10-day, it didn't even get back over the 10-day. Yeah, so this may crack out of this. This looks like it may go bearish.
It's already bearish with that volume, the way that volume's looking.
And we'll see. I'm going to leave it on there for now until tomorrow, but we'll probably be taking it off. And then AATC had a little dip today, but, hit a high right there in pre-market up at 840. But came back down, tested the 10-day moving average, bouncing off of that 785 area of support. But I don't know, that little candle there followed by this red candle is not a good sign usually.
Yeah, I told you that little hammer.
Yeah. I'd actually be fine with it coming down quite a bit because then it'd be cheaper for that dividend. Because that's what I'm most interested in is the hype that'll come in at some point because they're doing this new dividend. There's going to be a price level that buyers want this at, and I'm guessing probably at the 50-day at 7, maybe down to 6, but that would be pretty low.
Did you go to the VIX real quick to see how it's reacting with the SPY? Man, it ran up today. What in the world?
Because the SPY dropped so hard at the beginning. But yeah, get a nice move from 21 up to 22.33, but a couple of pops in there where you could have definitely got some scalps off of it. Perfect textbook triangle pattern there for the breakout. I mean, the VIXY, well, look at the last 3 days, more buying volume. I think the big volume is going to wait until the 50-day cracks on the SPY. Because when the 50-day cracks on the SPY, the VIXY will basically be breaking its 50-day to the upside. Because you can see it's been that same pattern as the SPY's going up, bouncing off the 50-day. The VIXY is going down, bouncing up to the 50-day.
I would love to see it get down there to the $20 level. Be amazing.
Maybe, man. It's not far off.
So I have to revert to the old strategy. Just add 1 share per month.
Yeah, man, there you go. Just do that. Let's do that. So let's see. What was the top gainers on the day? On the NASDAQ. ATER, that ran up. Got a ton of volume. 242 million in volume.
Yeah, DB had called this one, and I was like, yeah, it's out of my price range. I'm good. I'm not even going to play with it.
It was definitely a higher price this morning, opening up at 15 basically, and then running the 19. Now above the 200-day, so if it can hold the 200-day, it could. Yeah, it's got to break 20 though. 20 is some resistance. So if it can hold the 200-day and break 20, it could run probably up to 30. After today's volume spike, I would say we'll see a little bit of a pullback on this tomorrow. Probably back down to 15. if the SPY does crack the 50, I'm going to lock out all of my swing trades more than likely. Because I'm not going to be holding if we crack that 50, because we could see a big drop down to the 200, and it's not going to matter what stock it is. The whole entire market will be dropping hard. So
And I'll be catching a knife.
yeah. So yeah, that's it for today's episode of The Last Rip. We'll be back tomorrow morning for some more live stream trading on both channels. If you haven't yet, go check out Hal's channel, H&H Trader. There's a link in the description. And also check out frameworkfortune.com. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.